What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
How? Hold on, bro. How?
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the CFL podcast. And y'all, I'm sorry this video took so long, but I've been working and I haven't had a chance to make this video. It is currently past midnight and I just got home not too long ago, so I figured I'd take a shower and I'd make this video for y'all now because I just didn't want to go any further without doing so. Plus, I really wanted to talk about the Southern Heritage Classic. So we're going to talk about the good, we're going to talk about the bad, and we're going to talk about the ugly of Jackson State and the Southern Heritage Classic. But before I address the good, because I'm going to start with that first, let me say to every Tennessee State fan out there, y'all will be fine. Y'all will be fine. In fact, I'm a little worried that y'all were that competitive, at least in the first half, with those young players. I think y'all are going to be very good. That defensive line is just made of giants and titans. Those dudes are too big, and I can't wait to see what Eddie George does when he has time to establish his culture, the culture that he wants to bring to Tennessee State, and get the coaching staff and everything situated. Like, once he gets all that stuff situated, I can't wait to see the heights that he takes Tennessee State to, because it's coming. Tennessee State is coming. So let's get into the good. Number one, Shedeur Sanders, and we got to go there. 30 for 40, 362 yards, and 3 touchdowns. First of all, I was thoroughly impressed by how well he stood in that pocket, made his pre-snap reads, caught the snap or whatever, had a couple fumbles still. I'll talk about that in a minute. But, he cocked back in that pocket, man, and he was so poised. He was so confident. Nothing fazed him at all. We talk about him not being athletic, but Shedeur moved around in that pocket and avoided so many sacks, and just to get the ball off for like a 5+ yard gain. It was impressive, because you do not expect to see a freshman quarterback react like that, especially when you have pressure coming up the middle or coming up the sides, and you can sense it. You can feel it coming. He stood in there and he made that throw, and he's been doing that since the Orange Blossom Classic. But he just did it more in the Southern Heritage Classic. I was so happy that the offensive coordinator finally trusted him enough to use his ability, to use his God-given ability, and let him air it out 40 times in that game, that he finally stopped forcing the run and said, you know what? I have so many dogs on this wide receiving core. Let me use them. Let me put them to work. I have so many dogs at receiver that some of them had to redshirt. Yes, as a matter of fact, let me address that right now. I know a lot of y'all want to see the 4-star receiver from Skyline, Texas that JSU's brought in, Quidarius Davis. However, after checking his Instagram, he was telling people to ask him questions and stuff like that, football related, of course. People ask him, when am I going to see you on the field? And he said, I have decided to redshirt this year at Jackson State. Now, the reason being was because of some off the field issue he had back in high school before he got there. He's not in any trouble. He's fine, but he just decided to redshirt because of that. So, and he seems like he's very happy with his decision, and he's still very supportive of the team because he's always posting about him after every single win and everything like that. So we will see Quidarius Davis in a JSU uniform next fall, which is unfortunate because I wanted to see him this fall, but we'll see him next fall. So, back to the good. Now, like I said, man, the offensive coordinator just trusting Shedeur to air that ball out 40 times, and Shedeur responding the way he did. Y'all, his ball placement is elite. I keep saying it. His ball placement is elite. It is very few times did the DB had a chance to make a play on the ball. Very few times. And back to his athleticism, we said he was so slow and just unathletic, and he's a statue in the pocket. Ooh, that's the furthest thing from the truth. He heard those rumors. And he went out. He saw pressure coming from this side. He stepped up in the pocket, made the throw to Joshua Lanier. He saw another guy coming at him, made another pass to Peyton Pickett, and they took it up the field for a lot of yards. So I can say with confidence that even though they were slow in the first half, I'm glad they got it going in the second half with the adjustments that they made. But I can say with confidence that this JSU offense is starting to click at the right time. And they're not there yet, but what I'm saying is everyone's knowing their place. Trevante is establishing himself. We know what Joshua Lanier is going to do. Keith Corbin, Warren Newman, they're all playing their role, and they're playing it well. Shador is taking ownership of that offense. He is taking his leadership position, and he's developing. You can see the chemistry emerging right in front of our eyes, right? Like, we can see these guys' relationship on social media during the game. Like, Shador he's not even saying anything between plays. He's just pointing out like, hey, you go here, Peyton, you right here, go right here. And everybody's listening. Nobody's like talking back. Nobody's doing anything. They're just listening to him because he has assumed that role. Like, y'all were in high school, of course. Do y'all remember being an upperclassman, like a senior, and remembering that one freshman that every upperclassman loved and messed with? Like, he was the only underclassman that was allowed to hang with the upperclassmen. That's what Shador is with these seniors and juniors on his offense. Okay, they love him. They trust him enough. He's that cool freshman that gets to hang with the older guys. All right, that they listen to. The freshman who should have been graduating with y'all. He should have been a part of y'all class. They trust him and they love him. As a matter of fact, there was one particular play where Dimitri Jordan, he was about to fight one of the Tennessee State defensive linemen. Like, he got real protective over Shador after he ran out of bounds, and the defensive lineman was like trying to step over him. Wasn't even nothing bad. He was just trying to step over him, and Dimitri was like, hey, bruh, that ain't gonna happen here. As a matter of fact, Coach Prime had to come and tell him, hey, chill out. So, you just love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. I love that he's trusted to run that offense now and air it out as much times as they need to. I'm loving that the offensive line is protecting him the way that they are. They could be better. The offensive line could be better, but they are a huge step forward from what the spring was. And I'm just loving the way that he's commanding that offense overall. So for Shador Sanders, man, he's playing like a true veteran, okay? And I hope he continues to do what he's doing. As a matter of fact, I think he was just added to the watch list for Black College Football Player of the Year, or how I'm going to put the picture up just in case I get the name wrong. So can't wait to see what he does, especially this upcoming Saturday versus ULM. By the way, yes, y'all see this. Y'all see the old earbuds, iPhone earbuds. Something is going on with my adapter, so I have to get a new one today once I wake up, because I'm going to go to sleep right after this video is edited. So, yeah, I'm going to fix that. But for right now, this is what I got to use. We got to tough it out. We got to thug it out. Now, another part of the good. The defense, the defense is great. The defense played great. I only have one problem with them, but I'm gonna address that in the bad or the ugly. But the defense played great. However, there was one particular guy who is the anchor. I'm calling him that. He's the anchor of that defense. James Houston. James Houston needs to be in the NFL. James Houston better get an NFL look. He better get an NFL look, because, my God, he is relentless with his rush, with his pursuit, okay? Whether it's pass rush, especially pass rush, but whether it's pass rush or whether it's stopping the run, he is relentless. Like, I mean, there was a play where he was on the other side of the field and he completely ran the quarterback down and was able to cause a fumble. Even though they did not recover, he caused that fumble. Every single time he plays like his hair is on fire, man. Like, he's bursting through that line. He's getting off of blocks with ease. Like, he's playing with so much aggression, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch. Me being a former defensive player, it is a beautiful thing to watch James Houston play. He is the anchor of that defense, and that is no disrespect to Aubrey. That's no disrespect to Keontae, but James will go out there and James will make it happen. It's time to make him the leader of that defense. I feel like they're going to move how he moves. He brings the aggression. He brings the energy. And I can't speak enough. 10 tackles. I think, 5 of them were for loss and 4.5 sacks. My goodness. And then what I love is that not only was he at the linebacker position, but he was putting his hand in the dirt. So it's, just way to be versatile with them. I love how they're using them, and they need to keep doing what they doing with James Houston, man. Now, let me say this. Cam Silman. Boy, listen. He is the one person who jumps off the screen when you watch the game. He's everywhere. Everywhere James is, Cam is. Cam is flying to the ball. I love his energy. Love it. He has a few things he can work on, but he's a freshman that'll come with time. Cam is going to be a star in the SWAC. I'm saying it now. And the fact that he's playing and getting this experience as a freshman tells me everything I need to know. So Cam, James Houston, the defensive line, oh my goodness, A+ to them. Well, okay, not A+ because they over pursue sometimes, but I'm gonna give them an A-. I'm gonna give them an A- grade. Katron Evans, I think he made his collegiate debut in that game, because I didn't see him in the Orange Blossom Classic, but he made his collegiate debut. He had a big play in the backfield. Antoine Owens is doing what he's doing. Niles Gaddy is getting the rush, and he's bringing the pressure to the quarterback. All of these things is just things that you love to see. The DBs are going to be them. They gave up just a couple big plays, but every DB is going to get beat every once in a while. It's going to happen. But this defense is a bend but don't break defense, and I love to see it. Okay, you might get a big play on them, but they're gonna stop it quick. And I will say this: the good about Peyton Pickett, he's a great receiving back. He's really showing his ability receiving, catching the ball out the backfield. I think that's it for the good. I think. Y'all, I'm halfway tired, so forgive me if I'm missing something. Let me know down in the comments below. But now let's get to the bad. It's not much bad, but this is something that concerns me. The defense, I love the way they swarm to the ball. Lord knows I do. I love it. They are responding to what the coaches have been preaching in that docuseries. But with that being said, there were a few times where I would see Cam get there first, like on the initial tackle, and they would just miss the tackle. There were a few times where I would see they would have a tackle for loss in the backfield, right? But the first guy misses, the second guy misses. So now instead of a 5-yard loss, the ball carrier is able to at least get back to the line of scrimmage and fall ahead for like 2-3 yards. That cannot happen. You need to take advantage of those opportunities all the time. All the time. You cannot continue to miss those tackles. Sometimes they don't wrap up. And that concerns me, because it's going to hurt you eventually. So I think, although they do a great job swarming to the ball, they could be a little bit more disciplined in tackling. I think they fly in there so fast because they're so excited and you love it, but they forget to be technically sound sometimes as well. And, that brings me to Shiloh. Shiloh had a great play causing the fumble. We know he's headache gang. We know he lays the wood to anybody. He's a great hitter. But most times, he does not wrap up.
You knew he wasn't going to throw it. This is just quarterback run. Quarterback getting the end zone. Sanders comes up.
It's going to hurt him at some point.
Is knotted at 7-all thanks to Devion Bryant and his 2-yard touchdown.
Shiloh is a great talent. And I won't say that he won't tackle, but he's inconsistent when doing so. He had a big hit that wasn't even talked about really, and then he'll come back and he misses the tackle, and I'm just like, Shiloh, what's going on? So hopefully he'll get that fixed out. I'm not too concerned with it, but I'm just saying that's something that needs to be fixed, because it's always something that you could work on. Okay, so I want them to continue to work on that. And now let me get to the offense for the bad as well. You need to get it going earlier than the third quarter. I'm glad y'all got it together. I'm glad y'all scored more than 7 points, but y'all have to get it going earlier. I need to see y'all get it going in the first and second quarter, as well as the third and fourth, okay? Because, competition is only going to get steeper from here. So that wait until halftime to turn up stuff, it can't happen no more. And the offense is moving the ball, but it's small mistakes that will kill them, and it frustrates me. It's the penalties sometimes. It's Trevonte Rucker stepping out of bounds and then dropping the pass. And I'm just like, well, my God. My God. And then you got the kicker. You cannot leave the game in the hands of the kicker because although he made some, he left points on the field as well. So you can't leave the ball in his hands. And honestly, as for the ugly, I don't think there was any ugly. Also, Warren Newman, the people's champ, the guy everybody loves, man, and we all want to see him do great. Warren Newman, man, continues to be a force in that return game, in that punt return game, man. I'm just hoping he gets a look at the NFL. I really do. I want Warren to make it so bad. Like, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Like, Warren should be a fan favorite for everybody. But yeah, with that being said, man, I feel like I'm missing a few things, and I'll talk about that in the comments down below with y'all. But like I said, it's past midnight. I just got home a few hours ago. I wanted to make this video because I've went long enough, but I haven't had a chance to make it. So thank y'all if y'all have made it to the end of this long video, and just know I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the subscriber count continuing to grow. It's because of y'all, of course, rocking with my content and everything like that. So with that being said, man, y'all are watching the CFL podcast. I go by the name of Kobe. Peace.